1 week before the Minnesota legislature goes home for the year, Governor Mark Dayton tried to break a budget stalemate with 2 transportation funding plans. But as Pat Kessler reports, drivers will feel the sting to fix the state's deteriorating roads and bridges.
More than 40% of Minnesota roads are 50 years old or older, and the metro area is expected to grow by 750,000. So congestion is headed from bad to stop.
There's no free lunch.
Governor Mark Dayton blames 20 years of neglect for the sorry state of Minnesota highways, but his plan to fix it is a bumpy road too.
General fund comes from taxpayers, tab fees come from taxpayers, gas tax comes from taxpayers. There's no one else who's going to pay for improving our transportation system except for all of us.
The Democratic governor is proposing a 5-cent gas tax hike and a half-cent metro sales tax for transit. Major increases in license tab fees. And if the gas tax won't fly, then license tabs go higher.
The public's not going to swallow a doubling of their tab fees.
Republican leaders immediately put on the brakes, rejecting the governor's offer as unnecessary.
It's a tough argument to make with the public that when you have a $900 million surplus that you need to raise taxes or fees to pay for something that's everyone's priority.
But the governor's warning lawmakers running for re-election not to play politics if they want to go home with a bill.
And it's to do things that you know are the better interests of Minnesota now and in the future, whether it happens to be politically popular right now or not.
Well, the governor's looking for $600 million a year to fix Minnesota roads for the next 10 years. And about $200 million of that this year could come from the budget surplus. The governor says he really would like to have a bill and have some agreement in place. But Amelia, he says he's willing to let them go home during this election year without one. And that would be something no one here really wants.
Yeah. So, Pat, how high could those license tab fees go?
Yeah, a lot of people talking about that today. They could go significantly higher. The governor says if there is a 5-cent gas tax hike, those license tab fees to help fix the roads would go up about 32%. That's a lot. But if there's no gas tax hike, they could go up much higher. On some cars, license tab fees could go up 97%. And that's a lot of money. And on social media, boom, that was blowing up today.
I bet. So a gas tax hike and a hike in the tab fees.
Yes, and he says that would be more balanced and then take some money out of the general fund also. All of that, he says, could balance it for the next 10 years.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
You bet.